Here's something that may completely change the way you think about exercise. In Okinawa, Japan, a region famous for longevity, more people live past 100 than anywhere else on Earth. And here's the surprising part. Most of these elders have never done a single push-up, never lifted weights, never counted reps in their entire lives. Yet they can still bend down to tend their gardens, climb stairs without holding the railing, and even get up from the floor without anyone helping them. Scientists traveled to Okinawa expecting to find a secret supplement or miracle food. But what they discovered shocked the fitness world. These centenarians weren't doing intense workouts. They were practicing something entirely different: isometric stretches. These are movements where you don't move at all. You simply hold a position and let tension activate your muscles. A major 2023 study in the British Journal of Sports Medicine followed over 15,000 participants and found that isometric exercises lowered blood pressure more effectively than running, cycling, or swimming, nearly a 9-point drop in systolic pressure. But the benefits go far deeper. Researchers at Kyoto University found that isometric holds dramatically increased time under tension, meaning your muscles stay active much longer. In a regular squat, muscles work for a few seconds. In an isometric hold, they can stay engaged for 30, 60, even 90 seconds, building the kind of practical everyday strength you use when carrying groceries, opening jars, or catching yourself if you stumble. In today's video, I'll show you 5 specific isometric stretches Japanese elders have used for generations. These aren't complicated yoga poses or extreme flexibility tests. They're simple, safe holds anyone can do, at any age or fitness level. When we reach stretch number 1, you'll see why Tokyo University researchers call it the most powerful isometric movement for longevity. They found that people who practiced this one stretch daily had a 63% lower risk of falls. Before we start, tell us, how old are you, and where are you watching from? We read and reply to every single comment. Now let's begin with stretch number 5, and this one will surprise you. Exercise number 5, the seated wall press. Most people have never even heard of this stretch, yet it has been practiced in Japanese wellness centers for more than 200 years. This simple isometric hold strengthens your upper back, shoulders, and postural muscles, especially the ones around your spine. The idea is extremely simple. You sit with your back against a wall and press your arms backward into the surface behind you. No movement. No reps. Just controlled tension. A study from researchers in Japan observed adults over 70 who performed this stretch daily for 8 weeks. The results were impressive. 31% improvement in upper back strength. 24% reduction in shoulder pain. Researchers also noted that this single movement helped correct the forward head posture that affects so many older adults. Sit with your entire back flat against a sturdy wall. Keep your knees bent comfortably and your feet flat on the floor, hip-width apart. Bend your elbows to 90 degrees so your forearms point upward and your palms face the ceiling. Now press your elbows, upper arms, and the back of your head firmly into the wall. You are not trying to move, only to create tension. Hold this position for 20 seconds, breathing normally. Rest for 10 seconds. Repeat 2 more times. As you get stronger, increase the hold to 30 seconds and eventually 45 seconds. Japanese practitioners often perform this stretch first thing in the morning because your muscles are naturally relaxed after sleep, making it easier to activate postural muscles for the entire day. Many also repeat it in the evening to release tension built throughout daily activities. The seated wall press targets the rhomboids and middle trapezium, the muscles between your shoulder blades that weaken with age. When these muscles lose strength, your shoulders roll forward, your head shifts out of alignment, and the upper back begins to round. Consistent isometric holds retrain these muscles to support your posture automatically. There's another benefit. With better posture, your chest opens up, allowing your lungs to expand more fully. This helps improve breathing efficiency. One study found that improved upper back posture increased lung capacity by up to 18% in older adults, meaning more oxygen for your brain, muscles, and every cell in your body. Now let's move to stretch number 4, the one Japanese elders rely on for hip strength and fall prevention. Exercise number 4, the standing hip anchor. This stretch focuses on what Japanese practitioners call the foundation of the body, your hips. The standing hip anchor is an isometric hold that strengthens the muscles around your hip joint while improving balance and overall stability. This matters for one major reason. A study from the National Institute on Aging found that hip weakness is the #1 predictor of falls in adults over 60. A clinical trial from Nagoya University followed 215 adults between ages 62 and 85 for 12 months. Half of them practiced the standing hip anchor daily, while the other half did traditional hip exercises with movement. The isometric group showed 22% greater improvement in hip stability, better endurance for walking longer distances, more confidence on uneven surfaces. Stand beside a sturdy chair or countertop, resting your hand lightly on it for balance. Don't grip tightly, the support is only for stability. Lift the outside leg just 3 to 4 inches off the ground. You are not trying to kick high or stretch far. Once your foot is off the floor, press your standing leg downward into the ground as firmly as you can. At the same time, tighten the muscles around your hips to hold your lifted leg perfectly still. Within seconds, you'll feel strong tension in the standing hip, the glutes, and the muscles along the side of your pelvis. Hold the position for 15 seconds, breathing steadily. Rest for 5 seconds. Repeat twice before switching legs. Your standing leg should be straight but not locked. Keep your hips level, don't let one drop lower. Keep your core engaged so your torso doesn't lean. Japanese elders often perform this hold while waiting for water to boil or during TV commercials. Isometric exercises are convenient because you can do them anywhere, without equipment or workout space. As you improve, reduce how much you rely on the chair. Eventually, you may only need a single fingertip for balance, and many advanced practitioners perform it with no support at all. The standing hip anchor targets the gluteus medius, the muscle on the outer side of your hip responsible for keeping your pelvis level when you walk. A weak gluteus medius causes the classic waddling gait many older adults develop. Strengthening this muscle isometrically helps you walk with a smoother, more stable stride, reducing stress on the knees and lower back. Now let's move to stretch number 3, a powerful opener for the chest and shoulders. Exercise number 3, the door frame chest opener. This stretch targets an area almost everyone ignores until it causes real problems: the chest muscles. The door frame chest opener is an isometric hold that gently lengthens the tight pectoral muscles while strengthening the opposing upper back muscles. Japanese physical therapists have used this technique for decades to counter the effects of modern forward-leaning posture. A study published in the Journal of Bodywork and Movement Therapies tested this stretch on adults with chronic shoulder stiffness. After 6 weeks of daily practice, participants experienced 53% reduction in shoulder pain, 37% improvement in shoulder mobility. Researchers emphasized that the isometric part was crucial because it doesn't just stretch tight muscles, it also strengthens weak ones simultaneously. Stand in a doorway with your feet shoulder-width apart. Raise both arms so your elbows are at shoulder height, bent to 90 degrees. Place your forearms and palms against each side of the door frame. Your body should look like a goalpost. Step 1 foot forward until you feel a gentle stretch across your chest and the front of your shoulders. Once the stretch begins, stop moving and begin the isometric hold. Press your forearms firmly into the door frame as if trying to push it apart. At the same time, squeeze your shoulder blades together. Hold for 20 seconds, breathing deeply and slowly. Step back, relax for 10 seconds, and repeat 3 more times. Japanese elders perform this stretch multiple times a day, especially after gardening, cooking, using a computer, or any task where the arms stay forward. Research from the American Council on Exercise found that the average person spends over 7 hours per day in a forward-flexed posture, phones, laptops, reading. This shortens the chest muscles and weakens the upper back over time, leading to poor posture, shoulder pain, and limited breathing capacity. The isometric chest opener breaks this cycle by lengthening the tight chest muscles, strengthening the upper back muscles, improving breathing by opening the rib cage. This combination creates long-lasting postural improvements, something passive stretching alone cannot achieve. Now we move to stretch number 2, the one that directly strengthens and stabilizes the knees, which is essential for staying mobile and independent. Exercise number 2, the seated knee press. This is one of the most important isometric stretches practiced by Japanese elders because it targets the muscles that stabilize your knee joints. It looks simple, but it is incredibly effective for building strength, reducing knee pain, and helping you stay mobile as you age. Knee pain is one of the most common issues for adults over 50, and this exercise addresses the root cause, not just the symptoms. A landmark study from the University of Tokyo examined 340 adults with mild to moderate knee osteoarthritis. After 16 weeks of daily isometric knee exercises, participants reported 49% reduction in knee pain, 38% improvement in walking speed, 27% increase in stair climbing ability. These are real functional improvements that directly enhance daily life. Sit on a sturdy chair with your back supported and your feet flat on the floor. Extend one leg forward until it's almost parallel to the ground. You do not need to fully lock the knee. A slight bend is healthier. Pull your toes up toward the ceiling. Now tighten your thigh muscles as hard as you comfortably can. Imagine pushing your heel away from your body and lifting your kneecap upward at the same time. Hold this isometric contraction for 10 seconds, breathing normally. Slowly lower your leg and rest for 5 seconds. Repeat 4 more times, then switch to the other leg. The whole routine takes less than 3 minutes, but the benefits are powerful. Japanese elders often practice the seated knee press while sitting at the table, watching TV, or relaxing in the evening. It's accessible for everyone, even those who struggle to stand for long periods. Increase the hold time to 15 seconds, then eventually 20 seconds. Some people add a small ankle weight, but it's not required for great results. This exercise works because it activates all 4 quadriceps muscles simultaneously, the major muscle group responsible for straightening your knee and supporting your body weight. A study in the Clinical Journal of Sport Medicine found that isometric training increased tendon stiffness by 23% in 12 weeks. Stronger, more stable tendons mean less knee wobbling, fewer injuries, and smoother, pain-free movement. Now we move to the most important stretch of them all, the one Japanese elders credit for their exceptional mobility and independence. Exercise number 1, the wall sit breath hold. This is the most important isometric stretch practiced by Japanese elders, a modified wall sit combined with a special breathing technique. Researchers at Tokyo University studied this exact movement and called it the single most effective isometric exercise for longevity and fall prevention. In a 3-year study of 520 adults over age 60, they found 63% lower risk of falls for people who practiced this daily, 41% better balance scores, 2 seconds faster ability to stand from a chair, a clinically significant improvement. This exercise activates nearly every major muscle in your lower body at once. Quadriceps, hamstrings, glutes, calves, deep core stabilizers. But the breathing technique adds an extra layer of cardiovascular benefit that most Western exercise programs overlook. Stand with your back against a smooth wall. Step your feet about 18 inches forward, hip-width apart. Slowly slide your back down until your knees bend to about 130 degrees. This is shallower than a traditional wall sit. Japanese practitioners recommend this angle because it activates muscles while reducing joint stress. Once in position, press your entire back firmly into the wall. Your shoulders, mid-back, and lower back should all stay in contact. Inhale through your nose for 4 seconds. Hold your breath for 4 seconds while maintaining the wall sit. Exhale slowly through your mouth for 6 seconds. This long exhale stimulates the parasympathetic nervous system, helping reduce stress hormones and lower blood pressure. Continue this breathing pattern for 60 seconds. When you begin, your legs may start shaking after 30 to 40 seconds. This is completely normal. Rest for 30 seconds, then repeat 2 more times. With practice, your goal is to complete 3 sets of 60-second holds with full breath control. Morning session wakes up the leg muscles for daily movement. Evening session releases accumulated stress and improves sleep quality. A study from Kyoto University found that people who did isometric exercises in the evening reported 22% better sleep quality. This exercise improves multiple systems at the same time: muscle strength and endurance, balance and proprioception, cardiovascular regulation, stress reduction, lower resting heart rate. A study in the European Journal of Applied Physiology found that performing isometric wall sits with controlled breathing lowered resting heart rate by 7 beats per minute in just 8 weeks, a major indicator of improved heart health and longevity. This combination of muscular tension, stability training, and breath control is what Japanese practitioners call integrated resilience, training the entire body to function as one coordinated system. This is why the wall sit breath hold earns the #1 spot. These 5 isometric stretches blend centuries of Japanese tradition with modern scientific research, and together, they create a powerful routine for strength, balance, and long-term independence. The beauty of these exercises is their simplicity. No equipment. No gym. No joint impact. You simply hold, breathe, and let the tension do the work. You don't need intense workouts. You don't need heavy weights. And you definitely don't need to push yourself to exhaustion. Consistency beats intensity every single time. In less than a month, you can comfortably perform all 5 in under 15 minutes a day. Within 90 days, most people notice major improvements in strength, posture, balance, confidence, mobility, energy. Now we'd love to hear from you. Which of these 5 isometric stretches are you most excited to try first? Have you ever practiced isometric exercises before? What improvements are you hoping to see? Share your thoughts and experiences in the comments. We read every single one. Thank you for watching.